What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and as I reported to you all yesterday night, over 46,000 animals have died so far as a direct result of the chemicals that were spread by the train derailment out in Ohio. Now, mind you, this number is an estimate because they're not really done counting yet. And, sorry to sound harsh, but a lot of these animals aren't done dying yet. Like, animals are still dying every day. Mind you, this 46,000, 45,000 animals that they've recorded so far that have died, that's just the aquatic life. That's just the life inside the waterways and creeks, the fish, and the amphibians, the frogs, animals and creatures like that. That doesn't even account for the birds or the land animals. Now, I try to stay positive. I don't want to sound pessimistic. But we have to be realistic here, folks. 46,000 animals dead. So what do you think is going to happen to the people of East Palestine? Use your common sense. We're not scientists, we're not doctors, obviously. Maybe some of you all are. I'm not. 46,000 animals dead. You know, when I do the math and I put two and two together, if all of these animals are dying, then what do you think is going to eventually happen to these humans if they stay there and they continue to take these chemicals in? Some of them might wind up dying. At the very least, they're going to have health issues from this. And that there's no doubt about that. And there's already been reports coming from this area that people are having trouble breathing. Some people they have these rashes that are forming on their bodies, and YouTube is weird about me sharing pictures, so I have to be careful here. But you could go look it up. People are developing these rashes on their body. And the only way I could describe it is that it looks like burns. It looks like chemical burns. Mind you, these people, you know, they're in the town, but it's not like they directly had chemicals thrown on them. You know, this is just from being in the area, they're developing these rashes. And I mean, they look gnarly, for lack of better words. They look scary, these rashes. I've seen one person that just had it going from his neck all the way to his waist. And that's just what you could see in the picture. But there's also something else, really. Mind you, we don't even know the full health effects of this situation yet. We won't know for years to come. But as time goes by, slowly, health problems are going to start popping up. And one weird issue that some people have reported out there in East Palestine is that, I kid you not, I'm not trying to make a joke of this situation at all, but some of the people out there are starting to sound like cartoon characters. That's the only way to describe it. Like, they're starting to sound like cartoon characters. And I know you're probably confused, like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Like, have you ever seen someone inhale a balloon, like you inhale helium, and you kind of start talking in a low-pitched, squeaky voice? Kind of like Alvin and the Chipmunks-ish? Well, some people in this town are starting to sound like that. And I'm talking fully grown men that once had deep voices, much deeper than mine, most likely. They're starting to sound different. Almost like they just inhaled a lot of helium, but it's not going away. This isn't something temporary. They've been experiencing this for a while. It's like their voice has completely changed into this weird high-pitched voice. I can't do a good enough a job explaining it. So let's watch this clip. I want you all to see what the effects of these chemicals has done to this dude. Because just watch it. Just watch it.
My house is 900 feet from the actual derailment. It's been tough. We're not sleeping. We're getting sick with eye infections, respiratory headaches, sore throats. My grandkids have been traumatized. They're worried all the time about the train. It's always, we hear the train, the train, the train. And you don't realize how traumatic it was until you hear something out of the norm. When we hear a fire truck come out this way now, we're scared. We go running, we go to see. You don't realize it until you actually live in it and see and hear all of the noise and the smells and everything. It's tough.
I work in East Palestine at Rural Arena, outside with cars and water, and it's just been like this ever since the train blew up.
It's crazy. What does your voice really sound like, Wade? I know you can't tell us, but is it like that? You sound like Michael Jackson normally?
Lately I sound like Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
But
he's got a deep, raspy voice normally.
Other than that, I just go and get tested and get checked out.
Well, what are they telling you?
My doctor says I most definitely have the chemicals in me. And,
but he has to find a toxologist to get properly...
They keep telling me to come up here, but nobody has nothing.
When you say nobody has anything, like there are no doctors in town to be able to help you?
No.
That's what they tell me. I gotta make a phone call and schedule an appointment with somebody.
Okay.
But,
are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is it just affecting your voice, Wade, or are you feeling it in other areas of your body?
My chest hurts at nighttime. It feels like I'm drowning a little.
He wakes up every morning.
I have a hard time breathing. Yeah. I cough up phlegm a lot. Yeah. But other than that, like...
And were you in pretty good health, Wade, up until now?
Yeah.
Only a 40-year-old man. That's not very old.
No. But now I'm just waiting.
Well, for one, I'm glad that he seems to have kept somewhat of a sense of humor throughout all of this, because I'm the type of person, I'm going to have to crack a joke. I'm going to have to tell some jokes. And listen, I'll refrain from telling jokes right now. I know some of you all probably laughed at that clip. And if you did, you're going to heck, I tell you. But anyway, seriously, I think that in tragic, crazy, horrific situations, sometimes all you can do is laugh. And you know, one lesson that I've learned in life is to accept what you cannot control. There are a lot of things in this world that we can control. And we need to try to have control over those things, right? But there's also a lot of things in our life and a lot of things that happen in this world, a lot of things that will happen to you in your life that's just completely out of your control. And when that's the case, I think the best thing to do is smile, accept it, and crack a joke. And that's kind of what this guy has done here, but make no mistake about it, I'm sure he's scared. And I've never seen anything like this before. Like he said, he sounds like Mickey Mouse. His entire voice has changed as a direct result of breathing in the air that they say is safe out in East Palestine. They say the air is safe. Meanwhile, this guy is on like permanent helium mode. And he's having chest pains, coughing up phlegm. I'm scared about, the future for these people. I'm scared of the future for these people and what may happen to these people in the future. I'm scared for the people who remain in that town, who are still there, who are being told, hey, it's safe to be here. And a lot of them, they don't have the ability, the money to leave. If something like this happened to you right now, would you have enough money to just up and leave? Most of us don't have that much money. I don't. If something like this happened right now, I don't have the money to just up and leave my entire life behind. So, it's a tragic situation, but the longer people stay there, and some will never leave, they'll just be permanently there, there's going to be more health issues popping up. There's going to be health issues that we may have never heard of before. Maybe you've seen something like this. I've never seen anything like that. To where someone's voice has completely changed. There's no telling what he breathed in. And the fact remains that they've listed some of the chemicals that were in this train, but we don't know all the chemicals that were in the train yet. And we'll probably never know. I just want you to keep in mind when you watch this situation, keep this in mind in the future. Because one thing that helped me while looking at this story was 9/11. And knowing how they lied about 9/11, they lied that it was safe to go downtown and breathe the air in Manhattan and down there by the World Trade Center by Ground Zero when it was not. And people to this day are dying from the effects of that. So when I went into this story, I automatically already knew the EPA has lied about things like this before. So that made it easier for me to see through the BS. You know what I mean? So I hope and pray that these people are okay. But realistically, I don't think they are. I don't think they ever will be. I think most of their lives will be changed forever. And that's not just financially, but health-wise as well. It's freaky seeing like the effects that this has had on people. And you have to remember that we're still early on in this process. We're still very early on in this process. There's no telling what may pop up. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all in the next video.